Each week we take a look at video games from the past, some you might have memories of, but some might be a little bit more obscure. An example of which are video games based around the emergency services. Today, are we saving this game, or is it going out in a blaze? This is Firefighter F.D 18. It was released worldwide in early 2004 for the PlayStation 2. Developed and published by Konami, it's a third-person action game where you control firefighter Dean McGregor. The objective of the game is simple. All you've got to do is fight your way through the fires and save the survivors. You have an axe, a fire hose and a fire extinguisher, and you're able to break down doors, knock down obstacles, and of course, put the fire out. Each level is broken up into various stages, with some of these stages being easier than others. Sometimes you can just put the fire out, and other times it becomes uncontrollable. It blocks your path, and it means you have to find another way around. There's also environmental hazards, such as oil on the floor, chemicals, electricity, cars, and explosions. There's pickups that can help you along your way, such as a variety of different healing items. These will carry over stage to stage, but have any remaining at the end of a level, and it won't carry over to the next one. But that's not the only thing that you'll come up against. Not only are the stages timed, you'll also occasionally have to face a boss fire, such as a blaze or an inferno. Of course, these are there to provide you with a bit more of a challenge, and each of them have to be taken down a bit differently. For example, with the blaze, you can just spray water at it, but the inferno, you have to hose down the purple parts and not the main part of the fire that's indicated on the screen. Of course, these boss fires do fight back, regenerating the fire around you and becoming more aggressive as they lose health. Outside of a boss battle, if you don't put the fires out quick enough, the fire will spread to other parts of the playspace, exactly like it would do in reality. So it does bring that realism to the game, and while your character isn't the quickest, you've got to try and get through the level as quickly as you can. Firefighter F.D 18 is quite a short game, with an average completion time of about 8 hours. It's also heavily story driven, with cutscenes introducing each main part of the level. Primarily, you'll see a news reporter reporting on a fire. You'll then go into the building to rescue the civilians. There's clear on-screen indication on where you need to go next, and if you don't get to a civilian in time, their life bar will decrease. Controls wise, the game does feel a little bit tanky, but there is a simplified version of the control scheme if you want to use that. If you do choose to use one of the standard control schemes, then it's a twin stick for your movement. The left stick will control your character, the right stick controls the camera, but it's the R1 button on the PlayStation controller that sprays your hose. There's also no quick way of switching between your equipment. If you need your fire axe for whatever reason, you have to go into a menu and manually select it. The same goes for healing. For me, this kind of lets the game down a little bit as it slows you down. Also a downside, sometimes you have to kick down a door. You'll be right next to it, but the game won't register your kick, and your character will just kick the air. There's no snapping in place, so you have to be quite accurate by standing directly in front of it to kick it. Graphically, for a PS2 game, I don't think it looks that bad. Of course it has aged, but that's expected. For its time, the character models still look okay. Cutscenes seem to play out quite smoothly, but the actual gameplay does feel a little bit slower. Not by much though. Having said this, the stages do go by pretty quickly. What I will say is that there's a really good use of effects, such as if there's an explosion right next to you, the screen will momentarily go white. If you're in a corridor full of smoke, the screen will go darker, making you feel like you're actually in the scenarios. In terms of review scores, Firefighter F.D 18 received mixed reviews, according to video game aggregator Metacritic. They scored it 63 out of 100, with Japanese video game magazine Famitsu giving it 31 out of 40. Here's what I think. If you can get past the clunkiness of the movement controls, the camera and other functions are fine. Firefighter F.D 18 isn't too bad, but it's not the type of video game that you see every day. The game might look pretty simple, but it can be challenging in places. If you're the sort of person that wants to try out something different, certainly go and give this a go. So that was Firefighter F.D 18. Was this a game that you've played, and if you did, what are your memories of it? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, if you do like looking back at older video games from the past that you may or may not remember, then stay with the channel for more.